song?
No.
Should we beatbox?
Good. Do more beatboxing.
Do more beatboxing, Mike. It's not, is it?
It's a suggestion.
Fair enough.
I'm back.
Hello, welcome back.
I've heard of it. I've seen the title in the last few days.
Right.
So, there you go.
The secret is Mike actually pre-watches all of our videos
Yeah.
and pre-approves them, doesn't he?
To make sure they're all okay.
Mike's the orchestrator of everything.
Yep.
The FBI and the ATF siege of Ruby Ridge. I am not aware of this. I don't know what Ruby Ridge is or where it is.
I think I'm going back, maybe something like the early 90s.
Is it going to be one of the cults?
Late 80s, early 90s. Ruby Ridge.
ATF is alcohol, tobacco and firearms, isn't
yeah,
it? And they
yeah.
tend to... I think,
Was it? Right, okay.
I think they were the ones involved with Waco. Was it?
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
David Koresh. Lunatic. Yeah, I think it's the early 90s this. I think it happened just before I arrived in the USA.
Right. Do you know any info or...
It'll come to me
anything?
when we start watching it, I think.
I mean, everything Popo Medic we've watched so
Yeah,
far has
very
been
good.
great.
Yeah, great channel.
Yeah.
It's such a
Yeah.
good That's
Wow.
messed up.
Very much so, yeah.
Definitely not taking this guy's side because I'm sure he does some bad things.
Why? God, bro. It seems like your initial instinct was to be a decent person, right? But then you go into damage control. If evil people like the overseers are watching, you know what I mean? I'm not saying the evil act was an evil act because obviously evil people are controlling me right now, so what am I thinking? Like, he caught himself, actually. That's the crazy part. Like, you can't allow yourself to be a decent person anymore, like out in the open type of deal. Daz did it right. He just kept quiet. He's gonna think whatever he's gonna think, right or wrong. Openly, he's gonna definitely side with everything pro-government, because that's what we're supposed to do. Yeah, but this guy, like, he's a liability. Like, either side don't need you know, type of deal. You're not solid on both sides of the... You're not even approaching it sarcastically. Like, his instinct was to be, no, that's messed up, right? But he was checking the vibe of his co-host, and then obviously I'm not saying we're supposed to think this is the evil guy, so he must have done something evil to get bamboozled into this by the highest fucking agencies of their home. Aren't you supposed to feel kind of safe home? They're in England, right? George Orwell and shit. Right.
Shortly, but that's a system that he's paranoid about and wants to take down, screwing him over through clerical errors.
Just perpetuating the...
Rewind back, right?
Yeah.
So when they've had a conversation with the ATF agent,
Yeah.
I don't know whatever he's been doing, but he's also declared...
That's nasty. Like, he turned that around to giving the government props for a nice move. Clerical error him back with it. Right? Yeah, I guess the karma is crazy for all Weaver here. Right? Don't fuck with the government. or the government will fuck with you. I mean, I don't know who we watching. Government employees, maybe. You know what I mean? Yeah, I get it. The Matrix pays. The funny thing is, man, I watched another couple of reactors that I hate. Actually, I don't want to say hate because my mother told me that's not a good thing to say. You know, you don't hate. That's too strong. But there's these reactors, man. And they also said, like, in the comments they wrote, because they were dismissing Jesse Lee Peterson videos, focusing in on his lisp and his speech impediment or whatever, instead of the message. And someone in the comments was calling that out. And one of the hosts was responding in the comments, talking about whoever talks about Matrix and stuff already like immediately tune out. You know? Making fun of the commenter. But sometimes it's appropriate, you know? And maybe, I don't know, maybe he was late to the whole Matrix thing, you know? Caught on at 3.
War on the USA. Can you imagine that meeting someone's had from the ATF who'd gone down to have the meeting? They've gone, you know, that fucking crazy guy that's just moved in up the road down there. And they go, yeah, he's declared war on the USA. They would have gone, for fuck's sake. They? Fucking, why?
Well, yeah.
Right? He's a guy with 10 other guys, you know, with the USA.
Yeah.
You know, what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
So the guy, he's against the system, innit? He doesn't like the system. Let's fuck with him then.
Yeah.
We'll show him. Give him reason to be fucking balmy.
It does seem like if
Way to go, huh? Just side with the, war on the USA. It's all hearsay at this point anyway, right? The hell? Like, have we heard this dude give speeches or something? All I know is he wanted to live, like, kind of away from folk. That's a crime. He had guns or something? Is that the issue? That must be the issue, right? Can't have guns on land you're allowed to own guns on, right? Your land? Nah, that's a no-no. We're gonna ambush you. We're gonna trick you into something, you know what I mean?
the federal offence he's committed is, I don't know if he agreed to modify shotguns by cutting off the barrels or by giving someone advice on where to do it. Maybe that's a federal offence.
Well, isn't that what Koresh did in Waco? Something similar.
He was a gun dealer.
Arms dealer, wasn't he?
Yeah. But I'm just thinking, like, that's almost entrapment to a degree, that an agent's gone to chat to him about, so how do you modify a shotgun? And then it's like, you chop it there. Oh, you chop it there.
Yeah. It's like knowing he's a pedo and then going over and going, I'm 13 on the phone, and then going, right, wait, it's entrapment, isn't it? No, you're fucking wrong, and you are. No, we've got you.
Absolutely, yeah. They've just not explained. He may have harboured radical beliefs, but they've not really explained what he did prior to that to be breaking any laws, other than being an arsehole and having some crazy beliefs.
That's enough for me. And this is why some people take it too far and then it's too late.
Yeah,
they've got this nipped it in the bud. If you ask me,
I think it's the beliefs, and when people get to know about your beliefs and get it out there, then basically you're on the radar. Then even if you haven't technically done anything wrong at the time, but if your beliefs are strong in that, then they think, you need to keep an eye on this one.
Absolutely, should be on a watch list, and
Yeah.
I'm guessing there's a lot more.
What the fuck, bro? What the fuck, man? I feel like you should have done something illegal, man, to justify any type of overreach, bro. Fuck are they talking about? They love the shit, bro. They love the shit, man. Gives them comfort, That's the crazy part, bro. But what if they become the evil you fear? What then? That's a defanging. Whatever strength you had, whatever you like, values or whatever, like that kind of gets completely destroyed the moment like you, or maybe you're just you recover easy, you just join us then. When everything's too late. That type of deal. I'm just talking right now.
More to it, and that's why they've gone to chat to him and kind of got him to incriminate himself.
Nip it in the bud, as they say.
I think the thing that's triggered me a little bit is the clerical error with the courts, because that happened to me where a letter went to my old house.
Should read it properly then.
It went to my old house.
Maybe just trying to mess with you.
Nothing means anything if you can compare it to like your little gripes. It's an individual case of this dude, and obviously it's not the only thing that happens there like this. Didn't they just like fucking gun down and fucking old guy in his own home because he was making threats against Biden on a website or something? And they raided him and killed him, right? He had guns in his house or whatever. That was an issue. What about Bill Cooper, bro? The guy that was pretty much Alex Jones before Alex Jones was installed as like the shill version of fucking Bill Cooper. Like Bill Cooper was predicting 9/11, man. He was predicting who they're gonna accuse before it happened. And they fucking disguised themselves. They got a warrant for some type of dumb shit, manufactured a warrant. Obviously, it was already talked about how this guy lives like kind of on a hill, away from people, on some militia shit. Like he was basically a radio host. And these motherfuckers disguised themselves as like some rowdy teens, like right by his house type of deal. And they lured him out, man, and killed him. You know what I mean? They said he started shooting at them, but I don't believe that shit. He ran from them. You know what I mean? He realized there weren't rowdy teens. He came out to confront them, and he bounced. They chased him. And it's his land, man. It's his fucking home. They're trying to, apprehend him on some dumb shit, man. Who is he really for that to even happen? You know? A conspiracy theorist. Like, that guy had it together, man. And they killed him. You know? There were a bunch of documentaries on YouTube, man. They scrapped all that shit. But you'll find it if you look for it. Bill Cooper. And they've been doing that shit, man. I don't even think this David Koresh guy, he wasn't on some militia shit. He was on some religious shit, you know what I mean? Had the Messiah complex. There were allegations about like maybe child abuse. There were allegations of pedophilia, all like things that would make the regular human being like kind of go into shock and awe and outrage. Like it almost seems deliberate things to put there to justify whatever action you're about to take, right? Like fucking burning children and women alive, bro. Like how you justify that? Children? Shooting at them? Heavy artillery? Like what is going on? How you justify that? I feel like you gotta see the bodies in order for that to sink in a sense, or maybe even then it's just like you saw it and it's gone. You move on with your shit, right? That's Patrice O'Neill talked about that, man. Trying to care, watching the news and trying to care. It's hard.
You, Dave.
Yeah, no, one of them radical beliefs.
He'll crack soon. He'll crack.
Get rid of all these ginger pricks.
Even just skip in the back garden in his roof racks.
I know.
Radical.
Living in the farmland.
Yeah.
I also know someone who got a CCJ recently for a parking ticket that they had paid. They contested it, went to court. It all got resolved, and then a clerical error at the courts meant that they still had a CCJ and they were denied a mortgage.
Oh, really?
And missed out on a house.
Wow.
Because of
someone here's got
that's
like an arrest warrant now in the office here for I won't tell you what it's for. I'll tell you off air what it's for, but it's fucking nothing.
An arrest warrant?
They missed court because they got the date wrong. But it wasn't a court error.
It's not me, is it? Have I missed another letter?
And we just like, well, we knew, but
not my fault.
Can we just pause the video and you can
you're gonna hand yourself in?
unpause it?
Me with cash.
March of 19 Randy's arrest. Dave's family bunkered down and
Always feel sorry for the kids on these ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Completely brainwashed.
Of course.
Girl was shot and
Sounds like the fucking lizard from the gecko. Hey, listen. I feel like I've heard the story different. Yo, they massacred this child, you know? And this child was running away, shot, and they kept shooting at him. Not being a threat anymore type of thing. I believe he was running after the dog. How can you blame the child? I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I feel like I've got to watch that other documentary again. Maybe he told it just as it was. I mean, it's sick enough, man. It's ugly enough, you know? The fuck you doing, you know what I mean? You already set this guy up, so you get the warrant and try to apprehend him. You know what I mean? Did he do that on his own? Or did you coerce him to do that? How can you even co-sign that, bro? Like, that's crazy. As a human being, man. Come on now. I'm not trying to be like all dignified and saintly here. Like, we're just killing children. That's cool. Obviously, like, they have to even say that dumb shit, you know what I mean? It should be in your face that you don't agree with that dumb shit. It should fucking seep out of your pores. There shouldn't be any disclaimers, goofballs, you know? There's goofy behavior. To quote the youngins,
Schultz became well aware
Children.
of his wife, children, and friend Kevin Harris, notating that the adults were frequently armed. And on August
so what? They're on their
21st,
fucking
two
own
six-man
ground.
teams of U.S. Marshals wearing woodland camo BDUs approached the Weaver property when they were spotted by
What are you
Randy's
doing
dog,
there?
Stryker,
Playing war.
14-year-old Sam Weaver, and
Like I already talked about, like the adrenaline game, man. They're looking for a rush, playing war, you know what I mean? Like if you watch enough of this shit, bro, like human beings, like as tough as they are, as courageous as they are, blah, blah, blah. They're not looking for a tough fight. Nobody's looking for a tough fight, man. Everybody's looking for easy pickings. Like we want to act like we're above all that. And I'm not putting myself above that, you know what I mean? Like weakness is part of the human makeup, man. So we're looking for easy shit. And that's what they're looking for, you know what I mean? If I can get a free kill on a little kid like he shot at me, that's a birthday present, man. Like, don't get my fucking sneakers dirty type of deal. That's just me coming off a video where I watched some young buck trying to run from a traffic stop, and he had a gun. Obviously trying to ditch the gun or whatever he's trying to do, you know what I mean? He's trying to run from them, you know what I mean? Is he trying to kill them? More than likely not. But what he did in his attempt to flee, I'm giving him obviously the benefit of doubt here. He had a negligent discharge. And I'm sure that's in the police handbook, you know what I mean? That's your cue as a police officer. No, it's target practice. Why didn't he shoot after that initial shot? Because that initial shot was simultaneously with him exiting the vehicle and going for that initial spurt of running, you know what I mean? That initial boost. And he probably pulled the trigger, or whatever he did, man, you know? Tapped it, whatever happened, man. And he didn't keep shooting, he kept running. And the officer shot him in the head, you know, from the back, pow. And kept shooting too. Dropped him. I mean, he's a threat at that point, right? With the normal citizen feeling empathy for the Klansman, watching this back on the body cam, on the 1920s body cam. Yeah, they would say, yeah, he was fearing for his life, he was still a threat, he had a gun, he shot the gun. I feel like people with guns have ran before from cops, man. And just when they turned to shoot, got themselves shot, you know what I mean? This dude had a negligent discharge and was running with the gun. He didn't turn around, nothing, you know what I mean? And got shot in the head, man. Was leaking bad and went immediately into bzzz, this type of deal, you know? That last reflexive type of I'm piecing out sound. Baby mama in the background screaming is just, I guess, animal ritual to the white commenters that are going extra hard. Because they're not black, let's be real. I don't think I'm racist calling them white, because that's what they are. White commenters clowning a girl for, I guess, seeing her friend get murdered, killed. Yeah, that's funny to you guys. That's funny. That makes you, I guess, better than me, more than another black guy in America or whatever. Like, I don't know about me, but definitely better than a black guy in America, since they're calling me tethers or whatever. I don't know if that I qualify. I'm speaking English, right? I'm covering like a lot of this American shit also. We're not trying to shy away from that, you know, definitely. America has definitely captured our attention. But at the same time, the division is real, you know? At one point we were like, as kids growing up, like looking with like a warm feeling towards our cousins over there. You know? Honestly, we didn't see the bad. It wasn't explained to us as bad. So we just took it as for what it was worth, like with that childlike innocence. But you tend to grow up. You face your own obstacles, man. Society is a ruthless motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like, wherever you are, you're gonna face this type of shit. So, as much as our experience differs, we should be able to relate to each other. But now I'm finding out Africans are being called tethers. And there's a whole new movement trying to fight identity by alienating this communal thing on a grand scheme. Like, you're almost playing into the hand of whoever's pulling the strings, you know what I mean? Like, you're definitely strengthening like that little sub cell of yours, but the organism is dying. Anyway, so I might have not even been.
Randy's friend Kevin Harris.
Always feel sorry for the kids on these ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Completely
they have no
brainwashed.
chance. Yeah, they have no chance. You know, they're put into that, they're forced into that situation.
Yeah.
And they don't know any better. They know is what parents have told them. They don't know anything more than that, do they?
Well, that's it.
I was thinking he was talking about the cops. They're forced into the situation. No, they're having fun. Cops are having fun. Yeah. Like I said, they're playing war.
You take it as gospel.
You
You're
do.
brought up with it your whole
You're
life.
not old enough to make your own decisions or make an informed, guess about anything, are you, really, at that age?
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad that.
One last time as they stepped out.
The fact that, there was something interjected that was like levity that has no place in these type of videos. And that is to demonize whatever is the subject that's supposed to be demonized in that video, you know? Purposeful. And it gets like these mouth-breathing types. He cut that out in post. Like he's conflicted, huh? It's Dave that probably edited it. He seems the type to revisit something in post. A moment of his where he's laughing maniacally after hearing about a child getting murdered. 20 shots, really? You know, they feel like they shot him with high-powered rifles. So that, and they left that child out there, I feel like. They didn't recover him, if I'm not mistaken. And also, maybe I'm lying right now. Maybe that's David, that's Waco. But they definitely did heinous things, like the way they the injuries were for the boy was bad.
A shot rang out, and Randy Weaver fell to the ground as he was struck in the shoulder by an FBI HRT sniper. The cabin to visit Sam's body one last time. As they stepped out, and Harris were walking on the fight, and by they had no television to watch the news. They really had no idea who the direct source of violence was. It wasn't until a robot vehicle approached the cabin and announced the presence of law enforcement that they realized there was a presence of law enforcement.
You still happy, guys?
Knowing that it was cops and there's just shots ringing.
Guys? Shut up, man. Uvalde. Like, how many fucking examples you need, bro? Like, it's not beyond a human being to go there, bro. With this, with that. We kill a baby, if necessary. And we'll also, like, in retelling of the story, leave that out, that they killed the baby. No, I'm actually, I'm getting shit mixed up, man. You know what that is? That's a fucking story from the Vietnam War. What the fuck? I watched a documentary on that shit. That's crazy too. Yeah, but that's us, bro. That's us, man. And also, like, that type of shit would stay with you, man. Like, just speaking of it, I got that obviously wrong. That daughter, that little baby, she actually survived that shit. But they killed basically her whole family. That's crazy, man. But yeah, that Vietnam documentary, man, that like special unit that went in there to do heinous things, from rape to all types of shit, man. Burning of children, all that type of shit, And like soldiers, at a time where like there was a draft, man. People weren't going into the military just like by choice, people were participating that weren't really cut out for that, and that shit would stay with them, man. And even, like I said, some people would probably just watch, but there were people participating in like crazy shit that they developed such a hate for Viet Cong that it seemed acceptable. Well, you're just killing the enemy essentially, man. They seem like comrades of them, of theirs get killed because maybe like some village person ratted them out or whatever, like was working with the Viet Cong in, like they can't really differentiate between enemy and friend, so they get ruthless, man, and it seems like extermination at that point, and not any more human beings, you know what I mean? So yeah, but even killers, like even fucking rapists, that shit will stay with them, it seems like, man. Like, that even more makes it like relatable. Like, yeah, you would think it would stay with you, right? Like, that shit would eat you up. A lot of these motherfuckers ended up killing themselves, ending themselves. Yeah. So that's not something we want to really think about, like that's that's something we could consider. You know what I mean? Or a human being can get to that point. Yeah, that's also like when I watch like some certain people that try to act all prim and proper. There's this host that presents like police interaction videos, or just like it's under the guise of self-defense, but in all reality, it's a gore channel, active self-protection, and the host, John, he gives me these vibes. Like he tries to give it a sense of levity to like heinous stories. Like you witness someone get shot, or a woman get like accosted, and then he'll go immediately into like a commercial. Or when like a perp, supposed, or suspect gets a whooping, it's always deserved, or like even like a fatality, it's always deserved, and it's okay to make jokes about it, and that type of deal, man. In all, like, he seems to also talk about being religious. Like, there's a convoluted way of presenting all this, like, complete gore in this, like, lovey-dovey, I'm a kids channel TV host type of deal. Like, it's very eerie, creepy, and it's giving me like Hausfrau, mother of 5 drowns there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't think that Mrs. Parker from next door, that's always like waving, or like she would do that, but she ends up doing that. Yeah.
You know,
you think they'd be loudspeakers or something, giving them a warning, wouldn't you? Something like that. And
in a place where you've got the right to defend your property, and if someone is trying to attack, and you've got the right to use force to defend your family, if they've not declared that they're cops, and that could be burglars, that could be people coming to kill the family.
It's like the 14-year-old guy, you know, he thinks that someone shot his dog and he don't know it's law enforcement. I mean, not condoning, obviously, it sounds like he shot like a law enforcement officer as well, which is clearly not right as well. Yeah. But they probably, you know, I don't think he knew it was a law enforcement officer.
Well, he may have done the kid if there's a firefight, but a sniper in the bushes and like the woman walking out holding a baby and stuff like that. That's kind of
it's rough, isn't it?
Does you see it in his face? Like, so some people, like, morals are also like that. You can't just like go one for all type of deal. You know what I mean? It seems like obviously there's a glint in his eye. You know what I mean? Like, why is that? Like, why am I laughing? Because I'm watching a lot of this nasty, nasty shit. And eventually you get dull over it, you know? I don't know that that's the case for this dude, you know? That's just, comes with the package. Like I said, some maybe it takes more for them to get that drop in their stomach. So it's not unreasonable to shoot. You're a sniper, right? Like, you're a cool guy with like all the gear. Might as well shoot a woman coming out of her house with a baby. Like, yeah, that's cool guy shit, I guess. You know, cool McCool over here. Yeah, man, I'm not a fucking sniper for nothing. Shoot babies in the head. You know how that like gets evened out with a fucking baby saving video, a staged baby saving video. You know, they're just in the middle of 1 million Black Death, Justified, with angel wings, blessed. Yeah, a toddler saving video. Yeah, choking toddler. Yeah, this baby was 22 days and it's not at all a fucking puppet. You know? He saved it. My baby, my baby. What, you paid a crack whore to put on that performance? And don't you think also like there's some ritualistic aspects to things at times when you hear of like these random hangings in jail cells from like aspiring influencers and activists? Traffic infraction, get the head slammed, all of a sudden you get notions of hanging yourself. Oh, that's nice. That's great stuff. Doesn't it all seem, oh, the cameras weren't working, that's cool. Oh, the jailer and all are running interference. Great stuff. Yeah. What's with the satanic priest there? Oh, there's an edit. Anyway. Yeah, but here, I love that. Trying to come around to like, not condemning, not condoning, baby shootings, sniper shootings. Like the sniper aspect of it, right? Like he said, forget the gun battle with the 14-year-old. You know? Like, come on now, it's an animal. That's excusable. The shooting of a dog, just cut it. He probably sniffed them out, they were hiding. That's what it is, man. The dog came up, barked, they shot the dog. Like, that's not gonna incite a gunfight, right? Shooting a fucking dog of the guy, of a child. Like, you know he's armed. You shooting. Isn't that gonna... Retreating is not an option, I guess, at that point. Like, at that point, nobody has been... They obviously were preparing for something, right? Like, what's with all the fucking rangers and agents here? Like, in war... Brigalia, like the fuck is going on, man? Trying to offer family or what? What is going on, guys? I feel like, yeah, the baby was going for the gun. Stop resisting, baby. Stop resisting. While punching the baby. While trying to get the arms interlocked behind their back. Stop resisting. Like with every stop resisting command, there's like a underhook, like an upper hook. Uppercut. Just call it an uppercut. Why are you trying to modify lingo? Yeah. Just uppercutting the shit out of the baby while yelling stop resisting. With rhythm. Yeah. Then backup arrives and with a boot to the baby's face. All the while, like what? Like maybe what? Crossfire. One of the sheriffs got shot. Like I wouldn't even believe that the child shot at the fucking cops. That seems like, I don't know, man. Like cops shoot their, cops get weird. And like pussy-footy, like killer cops, right? Like that kill, that supposedly are doing the job, right? That they're getting congratulated for in the comments too. Yeah, they're doing the job, but if you look at it, it doesn't look as cool as Daz over here would like it to be. You know what I mean? Like a lot of like hissy-fitty. I don't know, runner-up, homecoming queen type of, you know what I mean? I'm wasted, girl by girl type of behavior, man. While they're doing the job, like shooting someone while being completely unmanly. You know what I mean? Like losing a fight, like, I don't know, man. Episodes, right, guys? Watching episodes. But Daz over here, he'd like it to be like a movie. John Wayne doing Dirty Harry. You know what I mean? John Wayne doing Dirty Harry. What it is, in essence, like that need for that type of, like, that's what you need it to be, you know, best case scenario. Yeah, at that point, you might as well be a fan of John Wayne doing Dirty Harry up the butt, bro.
Well, I have a different take on it a little bit. I'm thinking if I've got all these crazy fucking thoughts in my head, I'm on high alert wherever I go. If I go for a piss, I'm crouching below the windows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you think it's like...
someone's...
Badass type of scenario. See, I'm kind of different. I have a different approach to things, guys. See, when I'm doing things, I'm probably like, I'm Ramboing it out, you know what I mean? I got all the black shit under my eyes. I'm going crazy with it, you know what I mean? I'm the best fucking vigilante ever. You know. He's not annoying at all, you know. I probably would be the type of guy, like whoever is that guy that starts sentences like this, you know, me in this scenario, like that tries to make it about himself, shouldn't be a fucking bowling ball with arms, with like stick arms, you know? That shouldn't be a thing. Or him like talking about his athletic prowess in football. See, I'm the type of guy that will score the goal, but also destroy the defensive line and also be a unit on the defensive end and intimidate the opponent. Like when they're watching sports highlights, he goes into that mode. His accomplishments, how he'd approach it. Yeah, I'm like Maradona. I'm the type of guy when we play on Sunday on the pitch.
If I've declared war against the USA, which I have done, which he has done, I haven't, he has, right?
Yeah,
I'd be fucking treading on eggshells.
On edge and
I'll be having night watchman out and everything.
This has gone on, like at one point there was a 17-month lull where nothing happened. So it's going to be like...
It's the element of surprise then, isn't it?
Oh, I get that, but I think maybe you should go, police, put the baby down before you like snipe someone in the head.
You can't.
But they're probably thinking that the guy's so dangerous that if you do that, then what's going to happen? What's going to do?
House could be booby trapped.
They've seen things in the past where, you know, some of the people inside have been killed or, you know.
That's what they agree with too. Like I talked before about, in the name of saving people, they will shoot the fucking whoever they try to save. Yeah, we were trying. I mean, obviously that's justifiable then. Huh? So you shot the person you were trying to save in an effort to save him. You're excused. Makes sense.
Could be burnt down and kill the kids anyway.
This guy and his missus won't be missed.
Thinking.
I'm...
Anyway, that's funny. What? That's not reasonable though. If you're trying to save life, I don't know if you are. Is that the modus operandi? Is that what we're trying to achieve here? I don't know. Are we trying to kill people? So do people have to die? Is the first question. Then next, are we gonna just kill the supposed perpetrator of whatever we're accusing him of? Doesn't seem to be anything. Anyway, we're going with the narrative right now. Yeah, are we? Do we have to like all this accessory? Like why do we really have to kill the babies too? Do we? Do we? That type of thing. Like, are we down with that too? Is my question.
Not saying they will whatsoever. I'm not defending them as people.
No, just feel sorry for the kids, don't you, more than anything? Again, you know, the kids involved, you think, oh, come on, you know.
Yeah.
But I
what about the wife? The wife, you're allowed to kill her. She had something in her hand, her baby. The baby has a gun. Like, everything can be excused, I guess, if you try hard enough.
Doesn't know they're fighting against the police. You know, people might put down the guns if they. I'm not saying these would. I'm saying
that's
some
the problem.
people.
They're probably anticipating that they won't put the guns down. And so they're probably thinking, well, they've just got to be taken out. Otherwise,
eliminate.
You know, it's going to make it more dangerous for us and our officers as well.
But a gunfight is always going to be more.
The kids, I guess, to scare the person you're trying to apprehend into giving up. That's. Yeah.
More dangerous than a negotiation.
Of course it is.
So you probably should try and engage beforehand.
But they reckon the house might have been booby trapped as well.
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? It's like they knew someone's coming to that shitty little lodge in the middle of nowhere. You know, it's not like some just deer hunters. So like hey, what, should we have a shoot out here?
I think he did.
Trapped. Is that even important? But I guess they knew. I guess we just agreed that they knew. Yeah, I mean, any type of conclusion is not necessary. We go with whatever you're presenting and just take it. And yep, that's what they did, and that's just what it is.
Did allude to the fact that the FBI thought they were going into a live firefight. As well, didn't he?
Yeah.
So there's been a breakdown in communication between the marshals.
Possibly that as well.
Also, FBI sounds very official. Hearing that, agents, because we've been conditioned to like that shit through movies. So they probably know what they're doing. Even hearing the story, like it, you just have to have like even the narrator, he was actually giving most of the facts, right? But he kind of presented it in a way that's digestible to these types. So they're not going to catch on that this might have been an overreach, actually. It's all good. We like overreach. Keep people in check. People that don't think like us. That's good.
Well, it probably didn't help.
The FBI have gone in gung-ho because they think it's
someone's been shot dead.
Flying.
One of their colleagues has been shot dead.
So they've been given the order, shoot on sight, basically, haven't they? Look, don't mess about. They weren't there to ask questions in the end, were they? They've sort of gone in and done the
communication between the marshals.
Possibly that as
the
well.
The
FBI
have gone in gung-ho because they think it's
someone's been shot dead.
Flying.
One of their colleagues has been shot dead.
So they've been given.
Someone's been shot dead. What about the child? Does that take precedent over the fucking child? A colleague? Oh, fuck. A colleague. I think at that point we can't speak in lackadaisical terms as colleague. At this point, it's a fraternity brother would be favorable. Like the fuck? These motherfuckers are in a satanic cult. That's what this is. This is not some standing up for your colleague shit, bro. Like, we're shooting children, right? Like, we're shooting animals. Children, the fuck? Like, as if the dog doesn't exist. Like, why is exactly what is the reason they shot the dog? Is it the same reason that spooked runner-up, homecoming runner-ups use in law enforcement when they get startled by Lassie trying to be friends? Is that the same shit? That these also cool sniper guys, they can't handle a dog barking? What's the reason they shot the dog? Isn't that like the gunfire we're talking about, like we're shooting now. Why are we shooting? It seems like they're on their own property being armed, right? Like you sneak on their property after railroading them. Now you got a bunch of agencies like trying to apprehend the family. Not apprehend, they're clearly trying to kill these motherfuckers, right? Like this poor family, basically. Now I'm sounding condescending. You know what I mean? When you try to like lay it on too thick. Both ways, like try to be all cool, say motherfuckers, motherfucker. That's the thing, like that's because it's my choice to not speak in a South African accent. You know? I could just do that and be a happy human being, not struggle. But no. I hate how silent it is in here. Yeah, look at these. I mean, we made it 20 minutes in, like, yeah.
The order, shoot on sight, basically, haven't they? Don't mess about. They weren't there to ask questions in the end, were they? They've sort of gone in and done the job, haven't they?
I get that, and I'm definitely not defending
these
people.
It's a difficult one all round, though, isn't it? On both sides.
Subjective.
Not defending these people that were murdered. That's wow. I mean, realistically, if we're going from a completely self-serving standpoint, what's the use in defending them? They're dead, right? What would be the benefit? Like, they're not black, right? Like, so from whatever the wind is blowing, from that perspective, it would seem unnecessary to defend them. Seem like some racist white guys that got killed, right? Like, that's the narrative. Racist white babies. Yeah, man. A racist white baby militia. Get their comeuppance. We obviously support that. That's the choice. I don't know. Does that seem... I don't know anymore. Like, I feel like the community guidelines, they seem so vague. So now we have these types, saying stuff like that. I understand, like, you want to support... I feel like to support official stories, all right? A lot of that is just implied. Like, I feel like there's still like a accountability that you have to kind of own up to. And I feel like that's also like even the makers of these laws, supposed laws, like I feel like they're feeling out like who's sheep or not, who they're able to gas eventually, like kind of with a stick, like herd them into a corner and tell them it's getting showers, it's all good. You know what I mean? At some point you have to kind of figure it out for yourself still. I know the official story is the official story, but don't you think that's a test too? You think you're passing by saying definitely don't want to defend the family getting ambushed. The killer baby militia, racist baby militia, that should we go with that one. Like at that point they're testing you. Yeah, don't go with that one. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe go with that. I don't know. Anyway, like it gets confusing at some point. So I'm saying, like YouTube should like say, like if you support I don't know. You make it specific. You know what I mean? Like white racist, baby militia is something we don't support here on this platform, and you will be banned. Just so I know, I guess. You know what I mean? It's not like you're wrong. I'm not judging these three here. They obviously know. Like they have a popular channel. They know how this works, man. I'm confused, man. I'm struggling, right? Like, you look at my commitment. I'm so committed, man. But somehow, like, it just doesn't take off, man. So I might wanna. I don't know. Yeah. It's hard to figure out, but some people have definitely figured it out, and they have. So we want to congratulate them. I feel like you, as the viewer, can support me in that, and congratulate them on their wokeness. They're just so woke that it's a different level of woke. You know, it's like woke inside woke. Because I feel like that. Here, right here. Nah, I don't want to give them like a definite viewpoint, but like, yeah, they'd make good Germans, I feel like. You know what I mean? You know, if you interviewed Germans, like they went into German classrooms in the 50s, in the 60s, it's just like a couple of years removed from whatever was happening, right? And they were talking to these kids, right? Like, and these kids were pretty much saying that a lot of like the propaganda has been exaggerated. It seems like from the stories they've heard, and like some of that. Anti-Semitic, that some of that would be probably these days categorized as anti-Semitic rhetoric. But these are children talking, right? Like they're only talking pretty much the sentiments that the general German at the time was telling the children, right? And the general German, even to the point of not knowing, or maybe they were feigning ignorance, who knows, but like just in a mass, like agreement, it seemed like these people seemed not to necessarily go with like whatever the official story was, you know. That shit was happening, it seemed like, right? Like, we can't deny it. So, yeah, like, people would put on blinders, man, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say here. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm going into a different type of lane right now. I don't know. Is it worth going nervous about? Definitely if you don't know enough about the topic. You know, not trying to evade censors, not trying to look stupid, like, yeah. But I feel like evading censors is definitely the objective if you're trying to denounce white baby racist militia.
Thinking that the conclusion of this may be some investigations into police operations and things like that, though, because I'm not sure it's being done by the book.
I don't think the police were wrong in this situation.
I'm not saying whether they are or not in this situation. I don't know.
The guy was a loose cannon.
Yeah, I think shooting someone while they're holding a baby is a bit sketchy.
Yeah, but he was a sniper. He's banged her in the head, dropped baby goals, picked.
That's all. I didn't even have to see it to kind of pinpoint his personality type, man. You hear that, man? Or maybe it's just that's just him. People talk about like the real you comes out when you're drunk, but they talked about how this dude probably gets drunk before they record this. But anyway, man, that doesn't excuse like his real fucking thoughts that are coming out of his fucking mouth, right? Right? Sniper banged in the head, bang drops baby. Like, he's the typical, and he also reminds me of like a Ricky Gervais character. Like something that Ricky Gervais comes up with, like that's him. And I guess that's just what Ricky Gervais has just witnessed, like a fucking knobhead, you mean? Like something he witnessed just like in everyday life, like that's just what a rando, a fucking normie is, man, you know what I mean? And a fucking cunt, basically. And that's the best thing that you want to portray and bring to the masses if it was like something genius, but really it's just a fucking mirror. Putting a mirror to society. Yeah, that's you. Laugh at it while being it. Bang, drops, baby, sniper, cool, this, that, right? It's all very. Look the way they're looking at him, fucking idiot. Like, it goes a little too far at points, you know. The bootlegging, the wanting to be on the victorious side of things. It's an oppressor's mindset, man. It's like just being on the winner's side. Don King. You know, I guess it's a winner's mindset. Is that what we're talking about? By all means. Oh, yeah. It's disappointing to witness, though, you know. And these types, they are definitely more, like even at the lowest level, these types are more successful than someone like me that would, or even this dude. Like I probably more relate to this Dave dude, you know. Wanting to do good, but ending up like just being another cog. But with purpose, he's staring them down and telling them that it's okay, that he's on the side of shooting mothers and maybe, is it me that I'm saying, like, I think I'm covering both tracks here, like yeah. That same mindset is what makes humankind thrive, right? Like ruthless. And we really think we're that separate, like from actual animals, though. That's the crazy part. But when that is what actually thrives us, yeah, we're being. You know who actually trying to dull us? People like this, at the highest level, that thrive on this type of shit, that understand that humankind thrives on it. You know. We need evil to keep balance type of shit, you know what I mean? As much as it's crazy, like that's the balancing part of it, you know, like that evil and admitting to it and relishing it and I mean, that's what makes the world go round, and that reality is kind of scary, right? Like that's that alpha and beta thing, you know what I mean? Some take their position, and some go for it all, bro. And sometimes it's beyond even pretending. So see, he's telling them, "I'm good with this. I don't mind. I tell you, while you're wondering what side to take. I know who's winning. You know what I mean? Yep." Well, me and Dave are wondering. Yeah, that seems outrageous. Oh yeah, but it seems like you're not really with me, so I don't know. Let me soften my take. You know what I mean? That's basically most of us. But we're the balancing act to what really makes the shit go round. I don't know if maybe it's both, right? Like it's not them only. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a choice. Which side are you on? You know what I mean? It's gonna get competitive on one side, though. They want to win. They're not above shooting your granny in the face to get there. You know what I mean? Don't wheel your granny in front of my fucking tank and think I'm gonna stop and like come out with a flower. You know what I mean? With a present for peace, like a commercial. Now I'm gonna, you know what, maybe we're gonna just like, we're not gonna out in the open roll over your granny with the tank. No, we're gonna arrest, we're gonna detain your granny. That's all right. She don't have to walk. Pick her up. You never know what happened. Just know your granny had a heart attack. Isn't that worse than the graphic aspect of what we'd like it to be, like her getting destroyed by the tank? Not knowing. Was it right? Was it just? We don't know. Yeah, that's all we would like to know. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you want to be, I don't know, man. I just want it more thrown in my face, like that's really reality. Don't play me that much, you know what I mean? Even if I'm sheep. If I'm a sheep, tell me I'm a sheep, you know? Don't play me.
Baby up, take the baby into
police operations and things like that, though, because I'm not sure it's being done by the book.
I don't think the police were wrong in this situation.
I'm not saying whether they are or not in this situation. I don't know.
The guy was a loose cannon.
Yeah, I think shooting someone while they're holding the baby is a bit sketchy.
Yeah, but he was a sniper. He's banged her in the head, drop baby goes, pick the baby up, take the baby into other care, and make sure the baby's all right for the rest of its life.
Yeah, and my concern is that the kids are okay in this, and you don't want cops getting shot either in situations like that.
Absolutely, it's just difficult all around. There's no perfect solution to these things.
This ain't just like a driver stop where someone's come up and they've sort of like gone, let me see your hands, and the guy's gone, oh, just let me scratch my balls, and they've shot him.
So, who shot cops though? Who shot cops? You don't want cops get shot? So, as if cops not human. Cops are more human than us? You go with that? You're not a cop. So you're not a cop. So you can get shot if a cop needs to go to work, or he can mow you down, like you delaying his travels. He's a cop. I mean, you don't want a cop to be late for work. I don't know, man. I'd like to hear more of Mike instead of just him like trying to. He's literally the man, like middle of the road type. Like, what's your fucking opinion, bro? Well, you got Daz fucking posing, and Dave trying to fit in, trying to be one of the boys. Obviously, yeah. Kids, I'm not in favor of kids, and it seems like Daz is more based, so he's not above shooting Mama Bear in the face. That's all right. Bang, bang. Drop the lunatic. Get the child in care, better care. Yeah, completely comfortable with that. While living my life, like making these type of like definite statements. Yeah, out of her hands. End of it. Gone with my day. Like a true papa, right? Yeah, with these end of the day statements. I'm gotta go to work early in the morning type of deal. Motherfucker, like, stab you in the neck. What someone say to someone that's in a self-defense situation, right? Like, what? Stab you in the neck. I'm definitely not telling or saying things like that to people, right? Unless I am in a in a Steven Seagal situation where I have to fight for my life, I wouldn't say that. And I didn't say it to him, but someone would probably say it to him if he'd attack him. Knowing he also said the things he said in this video. You know? So it would be double whammy. Not only the attack would like justify the self-defense and the threat of stabbing in the neck, but also like his general attitude. Don't like him. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, we've gone. I haven't had anything. This guy's armed, and they know he is, and he's dangerous, and he's a lunatic, and he's declared war on the USA.
And
he's a fanatic. He's fucking racist. He's everything.
They've been staking it out for months as well, and all the adults are armed.
If you had a check sheet about fucking psychopath,
sometimes also wake up and just want to pile on. Like want to just someone who already is hated, just want to verbally just like be judge, jury, executioner, you know? Willy-nilly talk about his faith. Call him a lunatic, why don't you? Already lost his whole family. Call him a lunatic. I love the empathizing. I love the consistent proof that you have that in you. And I don't know, man. Is it the soul that black people like to talk about? And white people like to despise them for? I don't know. Yeah. Is that what would make a, like, I feel like if they had a Jamal sitting there, right? Jamal, Office Bloke Jamal, and he says like, nah, man, I gotta say something. This ain't right. You know what I mean? Like he throws in his black veto in there. Like he would. I feel like, I don't know, because that's my instinct. And I don't think I would push it down to just agree. Although I see why Mike in the middle doesn't say anything, because I've seen myself do that too. Why get into, like, but I'm definitely not gonna, I feel like I can't let people talk like that and just sit there and nod. That's not in me. I gotta say something. And I feel like a completely barbecue black guy, a basketball black man, you know what I mean? Even the UK version of it, you know, a Garrett Traver from Southampton. Like, even him, like, he'd say, oh, hold on, oi, hold on, bruv. Like, he would say something, you know what I mean? They gotta, like, I don't want to defend these racist ass crackers, like, because that's our way of, like, disclaiming. And I say our, because I'm still, like, in that cousin mode. But believe it or not, that these tether accusations, they're definitely more and more, although I've before that already like gone into that direction, to be honest with you, because it can only take so much of that one way of being. You know? I don't know, man. I lost my point, bro. The fuck? Yeah. Black people with the disclaimers, they disclaim too. Yeah. And I said us. So what? Anyway, fucking. Yeah. UK black guy would also say something like, come on now. Like, I don't know if we're not, we've lost that version of black people that are still in tune with themselves and the supposed community, while at the same time being able to have humor and appreciate shit for what it is, you know what I mean? And find even humor in complete reality. And not get fucking emotionally moved, rocked by any type of, like, it's funny, bro. Since I was a child, I thought it was funny to see like something racist even happening to me, man. It's not that serious if you kind of able to weaponize it, or also like kind of armor yourself before that. You know what I mean? Armor yourself so you can weaponize it. Then it's funny, you know, because I also saw always a certain type of cowardice to it, and that strength in numbers aspect to it. You know what I mean? Usually it wasn't one-on-one type of confrontation with these type of situations. Yeah, you shouldn't be that moved by a bunch of white people congregating and getting into black crime statistics. You know what I mean? Because they're obviously also fallible. But if you want to talk about like black empowerment, don't dismiss their right to it, you know? And don't try to like forbid people's mouths, man. A man can't tell another man to not use certain words, bro. It has to be through violence, to a fight. Like, that's the animalistic part that we're trying to like circumvent, whereas we are that. You know what I mean? Like, I fight for my shit, man. That type of thing. So, you're not gonna take that away from the white dude. You want to take that away like just by committee, not like by merit. Like, prove that you're worthy of like forbidding a man like his, or like, you know what I mean? Trying to shame someone. No, you gotta fight for that shit, bro. You know what I mean?
Pathy is everyone will be yes, 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 and you go all the way down it line, go just going to kill.
Yeah, and you'd be going in there on edge, wouldn't you? And sort of highly, sort of like, you know.
If I was one of the cops in this situation, and this is why I wouldn't be a cop, I would have got in firing because I'd be scared of getting shot.
Well, it's up. Yeah.
So yeah,
that's the way to do it, isn't it? Offense.
Pussies. All three of them.
The feds slowly moved in and surrounded the cabin, discovering Sam's body.
I still insult him.
The report of this finding was quickly picked up by the media, and the narrative began to shift, and the public was outraged over the death of Samuel Weaver. Protesters gathered in mass and demanded to know what was really going on at Ruby Ridge.
Are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of yourself?
Meanwhile, FBI negotiators outside of the cabin barked through a bullhorn, ordering Randy Weaver to surrender. And the teams were so unorganized that negotiators weren't even briefed that Vicki Weaver was killed, and addressed her multiple times through the bullhorn, asking for her compliance, which only infuriated Randy Weaver, who believed the men were actively mocking him. And the 400 federal agents staged outside the perimeter of the cabin, dubbed the area Camp Vicki, even hollering that they made blueberry pancakes for her, and they'd be waiting outside, as her grieving daughter, Sarah Weaver, still wept beside her mother.
Hitting them with the change of pace, you know. I don't know that touches them. That's just what it's supposed to. So they're gonna act like that. I think it was outrageous to begin with, man. The moment you kill innocent people, it's pretty outrageous, bro. But they need the music and the narrative. I can't even say the word. Whoever's speaking to like put on that voice and get all somber. They need that, you know what I mean? Fucking, at that point, you're not human to me anymore, bro. Like, whatever was human back then, you're not that anymore to me. You're something different, bro. Like you, and these are supposed grown-ups, 30 and up, 40 and 50. You know what I mean? So this is not a new phenomenon. It has been become the norm, obviously. You know what I mean? It's gonna get only worse from here. But like we've been, I think it's just because like the majority is so. That's the reality of things. That we would sometimes forget. Like we feel like everyone is clued in or whatever. But like I feel like the majority is like operating on a very low frequency. So you need the music and like the change of tone, like mood to like drive something home. Like facts aren't enough. You need the production. And I see that also with children reactors, man. Like, or youth, or teenager, or whatever. There's such zone outs, man. It's like, come on, bro. Something's going on. It's not okay at all. Like the whole mocking part, that's too much. Killing her. Isn't that too much too? Actually killing? Who thinks they initiated that gun battle? I mean, they obviously did. It told us they shot the dog. But who thinks they did that purposely to make that situation happen? To get more clearance to go further, even. You know what I mean? Like I feel like chain of events are kind of artificially staged. Artificially staged. Staged. I don't know, man. And before that, there was no incident, right, where they encountered agents or whatever. So they're not expecting anything, and they get ambushed. They ambushed the child. Like the way I've heard the story, this child was running from them, and they gunned him down. This isn't like the gun battle they're trying to make it out to be. The killing of the dog, that I remember, but I pretty much remember they were shooting him when he was running. Like he actually made it almost where he was trying to get to safety. They gunned him down. Like this was no accidental thing, you know what I mean? And they proved that. They proved that, like with shooting at like innocent people. Like what's the mom got to do with anything? Coming out of the house, seeing her man get shot. They were trying to kill anything inside. And that's justifiable because he's a lunatic. Like you can't even. That's all these three are going on. My thing is not what happened actually. My thing is like how it's accepted by just like the rando, the commoner. All they know is he talked about things, then he got entrapped, and after that, it's all right. What in any of that is all right? Like him, what makes it okay? Like him talking badly about the government, running for sheriff. Well, what is the issue? What are you agreeing with? Is my point. That makes this, or disagreeing with, or like saying, okay, that makes him a person that should be taken out, killed, his family killed, whatever. Like, do we, in society generally, do we ever agree with that? Like, like even like the lowest of low people, you know what I mean? Like, just imagine whatever you deem to be like the most heinous crime. Do we think their whole family should be killed, like the family tree, or like the babies, the kid, like should everything be burned alive? Like what? Should we bring this back? Like witch burnings and shit. Like, should we go with our children, like the whole family get dressed up to watch a witch burning, or our whole family get burned alive, and we take postcards and keep souvenirs, take like I don't know, like hair of a body or whatever, or you know what I mean? Yes, and then pass it down in our family as souvenirs and like trinkets. Take postcards with like burnt bodies, you know what I mean? Laughing and giggling and with our like the whole family, you know what I mean? So should I don't know, man. Should humanity like revert back to that? Because what you are telling me right now, that's reasonable. That's okay. That would be accepted. Just anything that's basically given to you from official source will be accepted and will be transferred into now my life. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen that also with friends of mine, man. Where whatever is the official story, that's like the way they, I don't know, man. Even the way they like I have a friend of mine, and we grew up on R. Kelly, a bunch of R. Kelly music. And the moment like he was publicly like pretty much denounced, after pretty much 20 years ago getting that same treatment, but it wasn't official, I guess. Like, he wasn't legally charged, or he wasn't, like, the government wasn't, I don't know, they were going after him, but he was, the charges were dismissed or whatever, or the was thrown out, right? He won, I guess. But now that he's like in prison and shit, I see how like nobody's trying to play his music, like as if he wasn't a great artist. Like, it's crazy, man. How did Michael Jackson make it through this? But like, even that homie of mine, like he started like, because he talked about how he has little sisters, so he has a different perspective, it seems, he said. But he did have these little sisters, and they were even younger back then. So, I don't know, man. I think it's just like public opinion changed, and it wasn't okay anymore, you know? So, some people are just more, I don't know if that's even purposely. Or they're more, I think, honestly, these types are a little bit more corruptible and harder to trust, man. Like, honestly. These times, you gotta watch them a little bit. And I have to kind of count, like, for example, Dave here. He seems that type. I also already gave Daz the oppressor label. Now Dave is a guy that will sell out your whole party. You know what I mean? He's a Judas. You know, in his weakness, like, and most of us are. I put myself in his category before, right? Like, I don't want to be that, honestly. I strive to not be that, you know, more than I strive to not be the oppressor, you know, the willing, knowing. Do better.
Shit show negotiations would continue until one of Randy Weaver's old Green Beret friends, James Grice, volunteered to walk into the cabin. Federal agents obliged him, and after Grice greeted Randy and entered the cabin, he was in disbelief that Vicky was killed by federal agents. He left the cabin and returned with the body bag. Federal agents were stunned, as the majority on the ground had no idea that their own HRT snipers had shot and killed Vicky Weaver. On the 10th day,
Mike keeps shaking his head. So there's definitely that in them, you know. He seems the most pure of those three. Like he'll agree probably like whatever anyone says, like he'll nod or whatever when they're talking, but he's purposely not speaking much. And you can see him at the right moments. Sometimes you don't have to speak, just at the right moments. There's body language that will tell you I think his heart is in the right place.
At the standoff, Kevin Harris, Randy Weaver and his children walked out of the cabin. They left the cabin and returned with a body bag. Federal agents were stunned as the majority on the ground had no idea that their own HRT snipers had shot and killed Vicky Weaver. On the 10th day of the standoff, Kevin Harris, Randy Weaver and his children walked out of the cabin with James Greitz. Both Kevin and Randy surrendered. Randy Weaver was taken into custody and charged with a total of 10 crimes connected to the incidents at Ruby Ridge. And 14 months later, while waiting in a jail cell, his trial began.
What can you charge him with? You didn't
On
shoot
April
one
14th
person.
of 1993, his trial begins in a federal courthouse in Boise, Idaho. And by July 8th, Randy was acquitted by a jury of all charges except the failure to appear, of which he was fined $10,000.
You fucking idiot. You wonder why, huh? How that didn't work out for you. Yeah, you gotta check your fucking morals, man. You gotta check your ethics. Self-check them, you know what I mean? Don't rely on like whatever is the popular whatever, you know? Try to align yourself with yourself, you know what I mean? Like the fuck? Spiritually completely corrupted, this guy. Confused that they like, yeah. You can't actually be armed on your fucking own property. You know what I mean? You cannot shoot at one person. Your whole family can get killed, and you cannot go to prison for it. How about that? Fucking creep. Like, common sense. Is that something that gets you cancelled? It's annoying, man. So what? I have to be that? That should be the norm. Confused, like. All I know, I gotta wake up early in the morning, go to work. That's all I know then. Fuck out of here.
Kevin Harris was also acquitted of all charges. And in August of 1995, the U.S. government awarded Randy Weaver $100,000 and $1 million to each of his three
Shaking
daughters.
your head, huh? What didn't you like? You fucking fruitcake? Yeah, you turned the fruitcake for me, you know. You know what I mean? Because you like the boot so much, man. You like a masochistic weirdo, bro. You like that boot. What are you? He has family. I think he talked about it. Either family or friends in law enforcement. That's where that comes from. Privileges, probably. You know what I mean? Don't want to lose these privileges. You seem to be in the in crowd. That's what makes you root for evil.
And Kevin Harris was awarded $380,000 in 19.
No. And throwing logic out the window, like after also like talking about all that balance shit and all that. I'm not above calling this motherfucker evil and like even look at that face. Like, isn't that the villain's face? You know, a person that like in a movie he'd play like someone you would despise and hope for to get killed.
1997, Boundary County indicted the dollars and $1 million to each of his three daughters, and Kevin Harris was awarded $380,000. In 1997, Boundary County indicted the FBI HRT sniper, Special Agent Horiuchi, on one count of involuntary manslaughter, but the case was removed to a federal jurisdiction who dismissed it upon receiving and he was never charged.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
have to
of
agree
course.
with the Weavers or their lifestyle to understand.
That probably gives you a little bit of relief, right? Like, these charges didn't stick with, like, from the government, accusing government, investigating government. You know, that seems like an unbiased process. Yeah, but that probably instills, like, sense of justice. Yeah, the murderers got away. Like, this type of nigga that would, like, root for the what is it, Carmichaels, Fitzgeralds? Who knows, man? These motherfuckers that killed Ahmed Aubrey. Ahmad Aubrey. Ahmed. Yeah. Look at this. Yeah, you don't know what to believe, huh? Better not post a video. Like, you better know. Like, they don't even know what to post. But maybe that's the point. Maybe it's actually engagement farming. That's involuntary engagement farming, what they're doing. Just having no personality or bad personalities. And incidentally, that works for YouTube. You know what I mean? Say all the wrong things and people will watch.
What happened to them was incredibly wrong.
You should have shot the kids, huh? What's your thought process there? Daz.
She was a very intelligent lady. The best mother I knew, the best wife I knew. You don't forget that stuff.
Oh, like him, huh, Daz? The lunatic, the crazy person. Huh? Just a old guy, old fella. Lost some people. Loved some people, lost them. Hmm? You don't like that, huh? Seeing him. You would have liked him just to be a picture, a name. Someone you can call a lunatic. Even forget the name. He's just a lunatic to you. Huh? There's a guy going against what the law and order. Order, really. That's what the supposed order they like to bask themselves in. Yeah, that I feel like that seems manufactured, fake, not real. They tell us what is really like keeping things in order for you, like in everyday life. What do you think would change? What are you scared of? Of him? Living in the woods? That scares you? Lunatic. His whole family shooting. Shoot his family. Good stuff, man.
That's kind of what I was.
Is that it?
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It was almost like a minor charge that there may have been some entrapment and then a clerical error, so he didn't appear in court.
I don't know. You see what he's saying? I don't know. I think just the fucking mood changed from the video. That's all that changed. Nothing about the facts changed. Yeah, what changed is like some of the payouts and some of the non-convictions. That threw him for a loop there, huh? Official story changed up, and since the official story changed up, you're allowed to change up.
But he may have appeared if the dates were right, and it's escalated so much. And
that's right. He didn't appear in court for a non-violent offense. Something he was clearly lured into, railroaded into. They conspired against this guy. That was clear from the moment we were, like, every fact was laid out. I don't get where's the confusion or like now that
to a federal agent being killed,
it's more like
the wife being killed, the 14-year-old kid
it's a bit like
being
a Chinese
killed.
whispers type thing, isn't it? That
Yeah.
People have said, oh, he's a bit unhinged, or he's got certain beliefs, and maybe people have been embellishing it along the months and years. I don't know.
Probably had more evidence towards that. Because
guess who do this guy that's speaking right now? We heard him, lunatic, all that. Yep, Chinese whispers. Although that's a little offensive, since the Chinese, they're being ridiculed for being whisperers their whole fucking existence. Okay.
how come? What I didn't get there was the sniper got charged with involuntary manslaughter, which later got dropped.
Sniper, that's what he's worried about. Like, isn't it interesting how you can kind of gauge people? You don't need much to like kind of know what a person is. Then at the same time, lack of information will kind of like lead you to rush to judgment, right? Like, but I think I've seen enough of this guy to just know that he's going to identify with a dumb-ass sniper. Killing the woman, holding the baby. That's like his hero. That wouldn't be like anyone's choice. Come on now. That's a certain type.
Yeah, but no one got charged with shooting the ATF agent.
I think it was the kid who shot the agent though, and the kid was dead.
I mean, that's the story. I don't know about that though. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they killed this dude in crossfire. You know what I mean? Friendly fire. You know? Like, that's beyond them.
Didn't say that. Did he say that in the film?
I don't think he said that, no.
But they
said
did
there was
say
a firefighter, and he said there was an agent killed.
Just watch the film.
Killed, yeah.
But there was two people were killed, the 14-year-old boy and another guy and the agent.
Yeah.
So there was two on one side, one on the other. So I
thought it was just one on one.
No, because I think...
Oh, the woman got killed as well.
No, I think they said the little boy went out with another guy.
Yeah, they did. The guy who got 380 grand.
Oh, did he not get killed?
No,
Kevin,
I think it's
whatever
only
his name was.
I think it's just the two. I think it's a 14-year-old lad, one and the one of the FBI agents.
And the woman.
Yeah.
And the woman.
So if it's a firefight and the assumption is that the kid's killed the agent and the agent's killed the kid, there's no one to charge for it.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
I'm still unsure about.
I think
when you
the kid shot it all. I don't buy that. I think they shot the kid and the dog because he spotted them, I think. I bet that's what happened.
go into these places, there's a reason behind it. They're definitely not. They're not. I mean, okay, you can look at people now. Look at mental health. This was way before anyone had any mental health issues. Didn't know anything about them by that.
Yeah, wasn't talked about.
Wasn't talked about like this today, sort of thing. But this is definitely something where if you left it and something had happened, do you literally regret it then and gone, we should have fucking dealt with it.
That's the problem. Yeah,
preemptively killing a family to what? Prevent like some potential mental health episode in the future. Like it hadn't happened so far. Like this is actually a person that served for their country. You know what I mean? Like what you make them what they are, and then the moment they're not serving anymore, like you demonize them on some patsy shit. Like what is it? Like what they're trying to cover up even. It seems like they're just targeted them for some reason. You know what I mean? I guess like they didn't. What they wanted to preventive measures to I don't know, to nip a potential terrorist cell in the bud. Like, what is that? What it is? Like when that, like, well, he started organizing and he had beliefs. Like that seems, isn't that protected by some type of amendment? Damn, even being armed, like I don't see anything unlawful that this guy did, besides maybe this thing he got. I don't know, like conspired to do as I don't know what the word is, man. Railroaded into.
But something did happen.
Do you leave it? How long do you leave it?
You know, there's a dead kid, a dead woman, and a dead federal agent.
Yeah.
So that's almost as that's really bad.
Yeah,
it's almost like the charge or the order to shoot on sight shouldn't have been given. It's like someone's said that where they shouldn't have done, but sort of like try to gloss over that and sort of like
in a country where you have the right to bear arms and someone owns some land and even if you're patrolling your land with your weapon, that's isn't illegal as far as I know.
Yeah,
you're not threatening anyone. You're just walking on your land with it. So a shoot to kill thing is
like this guy Daz lived in America, so he knows this. It's bloodlust that probably dictates a lot of his talking points.
Out of fear because they are armed. You don't want your agents getting shot. Completely understandable.
Yeah.
But also, it seems like a really disproportionate response to the crimes committed.
It was like a no negotiating necessary type of order, wasn't it? It's just go in, shoot first.
It's almost like people
ask questions later.
Harboured some bizarre beliefs and wanted to be left alone by the government. And
you don't declare war on a country if you want to be left alone.
Yeah,
declare war. Where does this come from?
They just said he declared war.
Which makes the authorities a bit twitchy and a bit nervous, doesn't it? Especially with other things. Don't forget over the years the amount of shootings going on in the US. You know,
it seems like there were some. I think he was actually fraternizing with law enforcement. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I've heard something, and maybe some of the people that he was speaking to started harboring a resentment against this guy, you know what I mean, and started then spreading these rumors, you know what I mean, and they have connections. And then it seemed like he became a target. I don't know, man.
It probably makes him a bit nervous, doesn't it?
Did he not get charged with not paying his taxes?
Was fraternizing with law enforcement, let me not say that. I think he was actually like fraternizing with people that might have some type of involvement, you know, with law enforcement. That bit him in the ass in the end.
Yeah.
They didn't say, actually.
It was, no.
So he didn't pay taxes, but then got given £100,000 plus £1 million each for the kids.
Well, we don't know that. Maybe.
Did he take the taxes out of that?
No. Did you always taxes?
Everything is a joke, you know. Like I said, man, we're not all the same. Yeah. But for some, it's easier to go through the day just being blasé about everything, and also like condemning though with the same type of certainty, and then also like taking that back with the same type, and then also levity, and we're supposed to forget that you were just being very bad.
Well, the situation's that toxic that I can imagine that if it came out in the press that they took $70,000 back off him for tax,
no, it wouldn't go down well, would it? Really?
Here's $100,000 compensation, but yours $130 for the back tax you've not paid.
Yeah, you've got to pay us for the bullets. It's
wow, it's a difficult one, that, isn't it?
It's,
on both sides.
It's a hard situation. I mean, I don't know.
It's not illegal to be a lunatic at the end of the day.
No.
And to have bizarre beliefs, acting upon bizarre beliefs, putting people in danger, breaking laws, a complete different story.
But we've heard stories where people have been on the radar for acting in strange behaviour.
And then they've gone
a kid who blew up the bloody in Manchester Evenings Arena.
Yeah. Yeah, right? I know. So
he had beliefs and he was on the radar. We left him alone. He went and killed fucking 20 people.
Which is why they can get a bit twitchy sometimes. Say just go out and sort it out, which I think is what they did in this situation. I mean, there might be more backstory that we don't know about.
I'm sure there will
be. About it,
I'm sure there will be.
Yeah, it's just bad news all around, really.
It's one of them where if you're on the receiving end, if you're anything to do with any of the victims of one of these situations, you'll be going, why haven't the police done more?
Of course it would,
and if you're anything to do with the perpetrator or not,
it's
even
hindsight, isn't it?
Yeah, precisely. And there's no formula, there's no way of knowing who's going to go postal and who isn't. I'm sure there's loads of people on watch lists everywhere.
You have nothing to do with either side, and you still chose to support the, you know? Who am I aligned with here? The supposed racist militia guy, baby. I'm over this video. I did it though. I made it. And you might have watched it.